It's live now, so you can start sharing it.
Yeah.
Hi there, good evening, everyone. We are just waiting for people to join in with us. This is Lady Martinique and Flexibelle coming to you live with the first ever tea and shading evening. Tea and shading. What we're planning on doing is answering some questions, and we are going to be doing our faces and answer your questions as we go along. There is the lovely Johnny T. Swindles, Miss
Hi, Johnny.
Clementa herself. So how are you doing tonight, Leon?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. How's Flexibelle doing? Has she had a busy day?
She's had a very busy day. She was up at 2:50 this morning for work. In the morning.
What does she do for work?
I work in retail, just at pay for drag. Drag's my nighttime gig. Retail's my daytime gig.
Well, you were up at 2 something this morning.
Yes, and then I came home.
Does that mean you work at the T of the Esco?
No, I work for Morrison's.
Okay. Same story, different
Yeah.
prop.
And then I came home, had a couple hours sleep, and then I got ready for the show this evening.
Well, fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. So we are taking questions, ladies and gents. If you have any questions, pop them up on screen. Please be kind. As you can see, Flexibelle has already blocked out her brow. So let's chat a little bit about that. So I'm not going to be blocking out my brow tonight. We've decided to try and do 2 different versions of drag. So Flexi, darling. So for me, my eye is big enough that I don't need to create a second eyebrow higher up and block out my brow. But what does blocking out the brow involve for you? What's your process? People who want to know.
So I start off with a few layers of Elmer's glue stick, which is a purple washable glue stick. It's water soluble. And what I like about this is it goes on purple, but it dries clear.
Yes.
So you know when it's dry, so you know that you're ready for the next layer. And then after that, I go in with some orange, what's it called? I've forgotten the name now. Colour corrector.
Yeah.
Obviously, because my brows are very dark, I need to sort of mask them as best as possible. And then finally, I go over with a layer of powder so that they're nice and covered.
Okay, and that's translucent powder that you're just using to set the whole brow. Mm-hmm. Also, we should possibly mention that usually people will pull all the brow hairs up to get them as flat as possible. That's the idea. So basically, what she's creating a second skin. For those of you that aren't familiar with drag, a second skin as a cover for her natural brow, so that she can create a brow that is separate to, that'll be on above that brow.
Yeah, normally about up here somewhere.
Cool. So how many layers of glue did you do?
So I do 3 normal layers, and then I do 2 wet layers. So it is a bit disgusting, but it's a drag queen trick where you lick the glue stick, and it's nasty, but you've got a drink to wash it down after with. So I do 5 layers, but the last 2 are sort of wetter, if that makes sense, because the water breaks down the glue, which makes a smooth surface. Yeah.
Lovely. Saliva brow. Loving it.
Love that.
You can trademark that, babe. You can trademark it.
Yes.
So Flexibelle is one of my drag daughters, and we are now going to paint faces. So your preparation was that, and obviously you've cleansed, toned, moisturized as well.
Yeah.
And the moisturizer has dried. I went and shaved just before we came live on screen, and I've cleansed, toned, moisturized, and my moisturizer is now dry, or has soaked in, shall we say, whilst we were preparing for this evening. You can find, what does it say? Hey, painting 2 as well tonight. Amazing. Reese says, hey girls. Hi Adam. Everyone's saying hi to Adam, and Anita and Doni. Right. Any questions you guys have? Pop questions up on screen and we will answer as we go along. Cool. So let's get going. So I'm going to start with foundation. And you're going to start with cover stick as well. Are you using Kryolan, or do you use a preferred?
Yes, I use Kryolan because obviously before drag I was a performer, and this stuff does really well in high tech lighting.
Right.
exactly, because it doesn't melt off your face. Obviously, if you use a normal foundation on a stage, and you've got all those lights coming down, sometimes it tends to melt a little bit. So this really does lock it in place.
Cool. So also just important to say, so you were a professional dancer before. You were a ballet dancer, professionally trained, classically trained, I should say.
Yeah.
And danced in London, you told me, first of all.
Yeah.
And also then went on to dance in Canada, correct?
I did, yeah. So I trained for 3 years in London.
Right.
At a professional stage, so from the age of 16 to 19. But prior to that, though, I was doing off-Broadway performances in London from the age of 11. And then just last year, I flew out to Toronto and I was there for about 8 months. And I was dancing in a professional ballet company over there.
Oh, wow. And tell me, is the scene different in Toronto from London? Sort of like the
scene.
performance scene, the dancing scene?
Yeah.
Are there differences?
A huge. I mean, one of the biggest differences I've noticed is I think a lot of scenes have a different sort of style, let's just say, and a lot of queens in London, I believe, are very fashionable queens. They care about the way they look. Some of them look like models, which is fabulous. Whereas in Toronto, it was less about how they looked, and it was more about putting on a show for them.
Right. We're talking professional dancing wise now. We're not talking drag queen yet.
Oh, right. Yet? Sorry. Well, the thing about dance, which is so beautiful, is every company will have someone from around the world in it. So, for example, in the company that I was working in Toronto, we had Japanese people, we had Brazilian people, we had Portuguese. So, and you'll find that in most companies, actually, like most companies in London, like the Royal Ballet or English National Ballet, will have
an international cast.
Exactly.
Or contingent, yeah. Does that? But what I was asking was, dance-wise, we'll come to drag in a bit, but dance-wise, I know dancers dance, but I certainly noticed when I was working professionally within theatre and with dance companies, that company to company you'll have different strengths and dance ethics and techniques, etc. So did you find that to be quite cosmopolitan and different in Toronto compared to London, or did you find them to be pretty much of a muchness?
A bit of both, really, because I think, like you said, dance is dance, so they're always, it's like an international language that everyone follows. But has, the best way to say it is everyone has their own seasoning within the dish. So the company I worked for was a very small company, not in terms of numbers, but in terms of height. Whereas places in London, they want very tall, lean dancers. So that was something that differentiated massively.
So regardless of the dancing itself, you've actually got differences in what the company's looking for.
Exactly. Like Royal Ballet typically prefer their ballerinas. So that's a ballerina is a female dancer, for anyone that doesn't know that, to be blonde.
Oh, wow. Even down to the hair colour. I didn't know that.
Yeah, even down to the hair colour. And that's why a lot of girls that I know, that work in Royal Ballet, they've like dyed their hair blonde. To obviously get the best opportunity they can to work for the company.
And then as far as drag was concerned, you were saying, so in London, what is the difference between London drag and Toronto drag?
Like I said before, I think it's hugely, well, the queens that I was around whilst being out there was some of the queens in London are very fashionable queens. They're very very interested in how they appear on social media, but a lot of them aren't trained, you know, whether that's dance, musical, theatre, whatever. So a lot of them can't do much besides looking good. Whereas the queens in Toronto, some of them didn't look the best, but they could definitely put on an amazing show.
Cool. Sorry, I'm just reading here. So I'm pouting because I'm not a top fan, Miss Martinique hair flick. Well, it's not my fault you're not a top fan. I don't know why not. How they can Pope. Adam says just Prosading my eyebrows now. So Adam's using Prosade, and oh gosh, I've gone off screen. Let's pretend I know what I'm doing. Prosading my brows. Flexibelle's #1 fan is Maxine Black is here. Who's Maxine Black?
So Maxine Black is one of the dance mums at my old school.
Oh, nice.
She's an absolute doll. I love her so much. And I'm really good friends with her daughter, Poppy.
Okay. Well, as I told you, I used to, well, in South Africa I had, but now in England I've actually started my own modelling agency and modelling school. So, you know, like people joke about dance moms?
Yeah.
You know, some dance moms are quite intense and my daughter this and my daughter that. Well, we had model moms in South Africa, so I get the gist of dance moms, but it's always nice to have a nice dance mom who's there for everyone and who supports people.
Absolutely, Maxine Black is one of the nicest people, and she's always been there for me. So she'll be more grateful.
Janice McDonald asks, do you still do any ballet? Do you still keep up your training or your flexibility?
I think when you've been dancing for as long as I have, I think you find yourself doing it even when you don't realise you're doing it. Like I'll be walking down the street and I'll just be like, do a high kick there. Do you know what I mean? It's almost second nature to me. Like, you know, someone like walking to someone, I'll just find myself doing pirouettes in the kitchen whilst I wait for a cup of tea to boil. Do you know what I mean?
You know, as you do, normal day.
As you do, yeah.
Right. So then, Johnny is saying, oh, he's telling me about the Prosade. Prosade, guys, is actually like a prosthetics adhesive. It's usually used in film sets and for special effects and that kind of thing. It can be quite intense for the eyebrows because it's an industrial product. It's not meant to be used day to day on the face. So what Flexibelle is doing now, she's just setting that foundation into her skin with some translucent setting powder, I'm assuming, yes?
Yes, and I actually get it from Revolution, which is really affordable.
Cool. So Revolution is our favorite. We like Revolution, and she is actually a Superdrug product, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So Revolution, you'll hear us talk a lot about Revolution makeup. So boom, boom. Professional adhesive. Thank you, Johnny. Everyone who's watching, please share this video. Yes, please, guys. I'm doing my face, so I'm actually not watching what's going on screen here. Is ballet harsh about weight? Are they particular about weight, aren't they?
Extremely. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people don't realise about eating, and there's a lot of eating disorders within the ballet industry.
Absolutely. And not just confined to the girls.
No, not at all.
That's a myth that it's just the girls. The boys are under incredible pressure.
I mean, for the boys, I mean, the girls will always go one way. The girls will always be either anorexic or bulimic. But the boys, even if it's not an eating disorder as such, they can be very harsh on how muscly their bodies are without looking too
staunch.
Bulky.
Yeah. So that was a question there. What else was there? Flexibelle, I have a question for you, if I can find it. Who would be your drag influence or idol?
Oh, that's a good question. I love many drag queens for different reasons. One of my favourite drag queens is Aquaria from RuPaul's Drag Race, because I feel like I relate to her because we have similar backgrounds in terms of we did ballet prior to starting drag.
His name's Giovanni, isn't it? Didn't he do dance as well?
Yeah, Giovanni, that's his real name. And then, you know, there's a load of queens that I know personally that have inspired me. There's a drag queen in Toronto called Luna Dubois, who's an amazing queen. She's an amazing performer. And she gave me, when I was in Toronto, even though I was participating in the art of drag at the time, I always spoke about me wanting to start it. And I think she would always say to me, well, what's your excuse not to? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, there's nothing holding you back from actually starting it. So, yeah.
And the thing is, ultimately, drag is quite freeing, isn't it?
Oh, as soon as, I mean, I look a bit ridiculous right now because I've got no eyebrows. But as soon as you put that lipstick on or your lashes, whatever your last step is, you just become a different person.
Now, you see, for me, it's lipstick. We were talking about this the other night. We were talking about it's all transition, transition, transition. And at a certain point, you kind of go, oh, hello, there I am.
Yeah.
You know, and for different queens, it's different things. For me, it's definitely lipstick. Lipstick sort of finishes it off for me. Dixie Norm Drag says, hey, gorgeous girly. Hope you're all good. Do you need to catch up soon? Dixie's a friend of mine. I don't know if you know Dixie.
I don't think I do yet. I haven't been introduced.
Hello, mother. Swindles, good evening. Gorgeous one, so proud of you. Dixie is very influential in the community down here. A very young queen, and I mean that in a good way. Like, as in, you know, in age, she's incredibly young, but she definitely has her head screwed on right, and she is just really helpful. She really helped me when I started. Pretty much like we were talking about with Claire on Saturday night, and I mean, Claire's here now, you know, where it's a case of you can either help other queens along the way, because we're all sisters, or you can be an absolute bitch about it and keep your secrets to yourself, and then, you know, nobody wins, really. So I'm just taking my time tonight with my face because I'm doing all the bits and pieces. So now, what Flexie's doing now, she's sort of tracing on the shape of brow that she's looking at doing tonight on her. I'm assuming that's your right eye you've done, yes?
Yes.
The camera's flipped. So I'm going, oh, left, right. Okay, it's her right eye. And then she's just setting down that powder, making sure that that brow is totally set down before she tries to draw on the left eye. Flexie, if I get anything wrong along the way, or if I misquote your process, please do jump in and tell me I've got that wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you're right. I am setting the brow. But what I do is I draw on the shape of the eye that I'm. So this is part of my eyeshadow.
Okay, I'm with you.
And then I will draw the brow on just above that there.
Okay, so that's now the top of your new eye.
Yeah.
Okay. Girl, I'm the one who's proud of you. You're absolutely killing lately. Absolutely. Jenna says, "Cool." Connor Lane says, Flexie looking like an alien without brows. Haha.
Thank you, Connor.
Oh, she's cute. Is she a dancer?
No, she's one of my friends where I live here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mother hasn't met her yet.
No, I mean, if you ever come to this part of the world, you can.
What are both your opinions on research?
Hate that.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug. But while we're here, Flexibelle, let's give a plug to Chlamydia, who's going to be our guest on Wednesday afternoon. I'm doing another one of these, tea and shading. So painting our faces again, Wednesday afternoon from 1 till 3. And my guest for Wednesday is research. Chlamydia. Oh, God, research is on next week, I think. We are going to have Adam with us.
Isn't research this Saturday?
Research is this Saturday on our normal show. We've got so many shows now. But on tea and shading, I think Adam's agreed to do next week, on one of the days next week. Thanks, Flexibelle. For me, the defining moments of drag are lashes and most importantly the wig, as it's like the cape for a superhero. Okay, so he goes lashes and then wig, and then that's when he's himself. Adam. For me, it's definitely the lip. I don't know, I get through everything and then I get to the lip and it's almost like that final detail for me. I think it says, oh, thank you, babes. Love you lots, Lady Martinique. Keep shining. Thanks, babe. Dixie, when are you going to come on to tea and shading? It's either a Monday night or a Wednesday afternoon. So you tell me, babe. Anytime. Flexibelle, add me, love, as exec producer of a new drag competition. You'd be great for it. That's true. She's doing a show very soon, a proper show on. Love the way she wants to add you, not add me. Rude. Dixie, you can go and find Flexibelle. She has a page on Facebook. All her details are flashing at the bottom of the screen. If you are wanting to find her, we've got her Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at the bottom of the screen. Cut crease, says Anita. Anita's going cut crease, and then she's going, anyone here use or afford Anastasia makeup?
Yes, I have 2 Anastasia Beverly Hills palette.
You do?
I do. So this is the renowned Alyssa Edwards palette.
Oh,
And this is the Riviera palette. And I actually got these on offer in TK Maxx. And I think these retail for about £50 if I'm not wrong. But I got them for £19.99 each, so £20. And the pans aren't massive, but the pigmentation in the colours are just amazing. That's not
so they're highly pigmented.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, super. If you guys go into TK Maxx, they often do sell high-end makeup products for cheap if you're lucky to find a good store.
There we go. TK Maxx sometimes has Anastasia makeup. Liquid liner for me, if I can get that bit right, then the rest is easy. Well gel. Why are you jealous, Reese? He's well gel. I'm not sure what he's jealous. Oh, maybe about the Anastasia stuff.
Maybe.
Yes, love a good bargain. Right, that's the end of the messages where we are right now. So I'm going to carry on. So I'm going to start doing contouring on the face now. So I've got my foundation in, and now I'm going to put in my darker bits and my lighter bits to create some contouring on the face itself. So you gave up your dance career to pursue a professional drag career.
I did.
And do you have any regrets as yet?
No, because mentally I think I'm in a better place than I was when I was dancing, for a multitude of reasons. And I think one of the biggest things that I'm very passionate about in terms of arts is there's a lot of stigma behind male ballet dancers, you know, about how they have to behave on stage, like how they have to act on stage, and also, you know, as a male dancer, you almost feel like you're taking a step back to the girls because you're always partnering the girls. The girls are always the star that's in the front. And I woke up one day and I thought, I want to be the girl that's in the front, that's the star. So, drag it was.
Work, honey, work. Do you know that's true though? Because the male is just basically there to lift and to carry.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, that's very crudely put. And I love dancing, don't get me wrong. You and I have had discussions off camera where we've chatted about, you know, your journey to where you are now and how it is that I can help you or you can help yourself and I can get you in the right places. And we're talking about having had a past, my background, as it were, is in fashion and theatre, and having taught it and worked in it for over 25 years. And I think for me, my drag started over lockdown because I just decided that I'm finally really sick and tired of making everybody else look good on stage and putting them out there and getting, you know, people done production-wise. I was doing lots of production work, and really promoting and helping other people, and not really getting any of that stuff for myself, any of the acclaim or the following or anything like that. I don't know if it would be better with this ring light off, but this ring light's giving me lots of light.
See, a trick that I've learnt recently is I used to do my base first and then my eyes, but I often find that a lot of fallout fell on my cheeks onto my foundation. So I put foundation up until this point here.
Yes.
Do my eyes, and then once the eyes are done, then I focus on the lower half of the face.
It's interesting, really, really interesting, how different people paint in different ways. So it might be a good point now to talk about the look that you're going with tonight. You're doing naturals tonight.
Yeah, so I'm doing just a natural brown look, and I'm going to do a cut crease with glitter cut crease with the NYX glitter in the shade white. So hopefully it works out and it goes to plan.
Johnny says she wants to be a contestant or a judge on that show. Connor's back. He says you're going to need to help him, Flexi, when I try drag. You can use all my stuff.
Yeah, so Connor has a very, very large makeup collection. which I'm very jealous of.
And why does she have a large makeup collection? I'd like to know.
I think she's collected over. He does like boy glam, like when we go out.
Right.
If we're not in drama, we'll just do like, the eyeshadow.
Yeah.
So he does a lot of that when we go out, and I think that's what over the years I think he's just built a collection of a lot of makeup.
So Ruth wants to know when we're going to Weymouth. Soon, my love. We're going on a world tour. Flexi and I are going world tour.
Yeah.
Be back on later. Need you so badly. Oh, in Weymouth. Just done 4th Prosade layer. Good lord.
Oh my god, 4th layer.
Of Prosade.
Brows left.
She's not going to have brows left, yeah. Hey, tell that to Rudolph and the absolute lovely Wayne Sleep. Oh! Wayne Sleep's a ballet dancer, isn't he? Yes.
I know Wayne McGregor, I don't know Wayne Sleep.
Making my brows. So who has questions? Anybody got questions for us? It's lovely to follow everybody else doing makeup online, but anyone got questions for us? And they all go quiet.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. What's your least favourite step about getting into drag?
Do you know what? I made a little mistake when I was buying. So I've got these Max Factor pan sticks, and like you, I use 3 different shades of foundation.
Yeah.
But they had a special on Amazon, and you could buy sort of 3 of the same shade for £11 or £12, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up buying 9 pan sticks for the price of 3, basically.
That's good.
In my 3 different shades. But what I'm finding is I don't know if it's agreeing with my skin, because I get a slight, I don't want to say burning, but like a tingly sensation. So my least favorite step is getting past the initial tingle. It might also be because I'm not used to wearing makeup as often as I am now. My skin might also just be getting used to the idea of makeup on it.
Yeah.
This is why I said to you, like, I bought proper makeup because it's great to use. Don't get me wrong, it's great to use all the Kryolan stuff and whatever. But as we know, that's built for stage or for television. And when we're doing these home broadcasts, we're not really needing to do stage quality or television quality makeup. You're needing to do stuff that will look good on screen, but not necessarily.
Yeah, and like you just said, I think depending on if you're stood behind a HDMI cameras on a TV show or, like here, if you try and put on too much makeup, you might come across like white on screen, or you might come across yellow if you put like a really thick like HDMI.
So it all depends on what format you're working for, but I think my natural skin is just getting used to the idea of makeup, and that's why if you ask me what the worst part or what the most laborious part for me is, it's the idea of actually applying the makeup. First layer, it's the foundation, because I'm finding it's quite tingly on my skin, and I'm not really enjoying that sensation.
See, I've never had a foundation that's made my I mean, I've broken out from bad foundation, but I've never had a tingle. So you may, I mean, I don't want to say that, but you may be allergic to.
I don't think I am. I think it is just, women obviously build up a tolerance to makeup over the years.
Yeah.
Because they apply it naturally daily. I've only ever applied makeup when I've been in shows or done makeup on other people. I've never had to, wear drag makeup ever before. And so with this whole new venture into drag, the whole thing is kind of new to me. And so it's just one of those things, really, where I'm just I think my skin and my body is just settling into the idea of the drag. So I've done. You can't see it. I'm gonna see if I need to. That doesn't really help. I don't know where that other light came from now. You can see the lines on my face, the darker lines on my face, audience, and the lighter lines on my face. So what I'm doing is I'm now just blending in my contour. So making it less of a line and more of a blend or a blur or a smudge. Darker where we want the makeup to shadow us, and lighter where we're wanting a highlight. And I usually take my darker line and I blend it down, and anything that's highlighted I blend up, so that you're going in the direction that you want the light to fall as well. That's just an old theatre teacher's trick, because I taught drama for many years. And so one of the components we would teach is theatre makeup. And once you're happy with your foundation, which is where I probably am now, then I would go in again with powder to set the foundation. And I'm just using my kabuki brush, which I'm finding is the easiest to set powder with for me. And I use the powder where all my lighter sections are, because it's a clear powder. And then I will use bronzer where the darker sections are, where the shaded sections are. And I just apply that and allow it to do what we call baking, bakes in. So while I'm doing my next step, this is just going to do what it needs to do to blend everything in. Where are you at? You're still shading, right?
Yeah,
So,
still.
Flexi is now doing a blend with her shadows. Is that your darkest color or your transition color?
So the darkest colors down here, and then the lightest colors blending out upwards.
So you're doing that at the moment, blending the two together?
Yeah. Also, there are some eyeshadow colors that are very hard to use. For example, black's a very hard color to use because it's very hard to blend out into another color.
It's also very hard to get a true black, don't you find?
Yes.
They end up being like a muddy grey.
The best black I've ever used is either the black from the James Charles palette, or from the Cremator palette, which I'm going to use in a minute. It's the Jeffree Star Cremator palette, and this black up here is very, very black.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if I move my light source, would it not be better? Because no one can see what I'm doing on my face because it's all too harsh. Guys, this is only our first attempt at doing this show, so please do bear with us as we work out some technical. Oh, very right. I don't know if that's just. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm just doing worse by having a ring light.
Having the light on.
There we go. You can see more of my face now.
Yeah.
Just aware that people can't see what I'm doing because my whole face looks like it's all been whited out. Right. Okay, so as you can see here, Guys, I've created my cheek line because I'm using my green screen. Maybe I'll just cancel my green screen. I was doing a nice little background, but maybe we should just do that. Cool. Right. Everything's now. Here we go. Maybe that's a bit better. I don't know. Who knows? Right, let's care less about that and more about our face. So yes, so how long have you been painting your face? Obviously for theatre you've painted it.
Yeah, so in terms of stage makeup, which is, when I say stage makeup, I literally mean like you would put that on and you were good to go. Probably about 3 years, and then it wasn't until just over a year ago that I started trying like boy glam. If anyone doesn't know what boy glam is, it's like very James Charles, so very much like just your natural eyeshadow, just as a boy really. And then I attempted to do drag for the first time in August of last year, and it was a bit of a car crash. I
was going to say, how did that go?
I kind of put it under the carpet and left it for quite some time, and over the last sort of 2 or 3 months I've sort of been like practicing, and I feel like I've come a long way with drag makeup.
Okay, and how did you do that? So let's talk about your journey. So you said you've pulled it out the last 2-3 months. Obviously we've all been confined in some way or form, but how have you managed to regain your drag in those 2-3 months? Is it watching YouTube videos, or just practicing on your own, or what?
Well, my main source of inspiration is Instagram, because obviously there's a lot of drag queens out there that post sort of like very up close like pictures of their eye. So I draw inspiration from that. But I think equally with makeup, I don't think there isn't one technique. It's not one size fits all. What works for some person will not work for another. You know, some people have hooded eyes. You know, very different process for a lot of people. So I think sitting down at my makeup desk and just practicing for hours on end on a daily basis, and then, you know, I think Claire Middy was saying on Saturday that when you find something that works for your face, you will sort of practice it and practice for it to make sure that you're happy with what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to portray to the audience.
True. Johnny wants to know what colours we're doing. So Flexy's doing natural tones, and I haven't decided yet, is the honest truth. I am just playing along, Johnny, because tonight's the first night I'm doing the show, so hopefully by the show we're doing together on Wednesday, hopefully by Wednesday morning show or Wednesday afternoon show, I'll have a better idea of how this works. But right now I think it's just a chat with the girls and doing faces. Right, so you want to know what colours we're doing? Johnny, I'm going to do white. I'm going to do a whole white back layer with this NYX Professional Makeup. It's the... oh, can't even see it now. It's this NYX product. I did use Clown White, and it was just going everywhere. It was like grease paint, and although that's great for stage, it's not great when you're trying to do a look and you're messing up your brushes with Clown White paint. Girls that have used Clown White would agree with me probably. Again, I'm not painting for the stage. I'm painting for a studio at home. So someone suggested this white eyeshadow base or eyeshadow layer. Eyeshadow base pour ombre ou paupière white, whatever that means. But basically gives me a white layer at the bottom, and then I set that in, and then I do color over the white wherever I want the color. That's how I do my eyes at the moment. But I'm learning and I'm growing as we go along, which is another reason why we're doing this tea and shading, guys. So Liz wants to know, Flexibelle, how did you choose your name?
So my name is a double entendre because
Oh,
it was, well, originally my drag name was going to be Bendy Wendy because I used to be called that at school, because I am very flexible, some may say. So I kind of wanted sort of a pun on the name flexible, and I used to live in France for many years when I was a child, and Belle in French means pretty.
yes.
So belle means pretty. So the term flexibelle has a double entendre of being flexible and pretty. So,
She's flexible and she's pretty.
and she's humble.
Because her mummy told her so. End of story. Drops the mic. Go. So, Liz, I hope that answered your question. Ruth was asking about contouring the face. Yeah, we've been contouring that. Well, I've been contouring. Adam is trying to get us all to be on a show together. Lovely plug, Adam. Lady M, I'll send you a message of a product that may help. Help with what? Because I'm behind you guys. You guys aren't. We're reading these comments in between doing bits of face, so they were all leaving comments, Flexibelle, and then I'm kind of catching up with the comments way afterwards. Which part of... Okay. So, Anita, I don't know which product you're talking about or what it might help with, but cool, send it to me. Ruth wants to know, which part of drag really empowers you? Question for both of you, lovely ladies. So, Flexibelle, what part of drag empowers you? Hey, Heidi Millet.
The voice that it can give people that wouldn't have the voice.
Okay,
as the voice of.
Yeah.
I feel like many drag queens have said, and I'm sure some drag queens watching tonight will agree, it is kind of like a knight and like it's like a sword and shield, you know. It's your armor, and there's a lot of people out there that as a boy are not very confident people, might not approach people or talk to a lot of people, but then you put that outfit on, you've got the hair, the outfit, the makeup, the lashes, the lipstick, whatever you name it, and it just empowers you and it makes you feel like a different person.
I was about to say, so you just think that drag is actually empowering, and that's the best part of it for you, is the voice it gives you, or the power it gives you?
It's also kind of like an escape from reality, you know what I mean? Like, especially with what's going on in the world, sitting down at a makeup desk, you know, getting in, playing with makeup is a great way to forget about all the shit things that are currently...
Yeah, it's a way to really, yeah, I agree. I think it's a way to escape, it's a way to express yourself, it's a way to give a voice to a cause. As we know, you know, in America they had and now I've just forgotten what it was called. When they did the thing, the riots in the 50s, 60s.
Oh,
Stonewall. The Stonewall riots, you know, which was about gay empowerment, or just empowering people, giving people a voice for the same rights as others, really. So there's all of those things. I think I totally agree with you, Lexi. I think I totally agree with you and what you've said. For me, it's a chance to put on another costume or express myself in a different way. I know you're aware of it because I told you this morning, or last night, I think. You know, I work as a medium and holistic therapist.
Yeah.
And so a lot of my work is often quite difficult, because you're dealing with people and loss and trauma, and so this is just a chance for me to paint my face and do something creative and different. And it's for me. It's not for anybody else. It's for me, you know. And it's something that I'm not really used to, because I'm used to doing everything for everybody else. So this is just a chance and an opportunity to express myself in a way that brings me some joy.
Yeah.
And on my sort of group chat the other day, on my other business page, MJ Lifestyles, I was asking people what they want to attract into their lives. We were talking about, the power of positivity and positive thought and mindfulness and all that stuff. And I said, what do you want to bring more of into your lives? And everybody answered with different things. And then for me, I said, because somebody said, I think it might even have been Nita, said, well, what do you want in your life? And at that point, it's weird because, like when someone flips the table on you?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what do I want? And straight away I came out with, I want to attract more joy into my life. So for me, that's really a focus with the drag. It brings me happiness. It makes me happy. It brings me some joy. And I think as long as you're not hurting or harming anybody else, we all know that give a drag queen a microphone and she can bitch at anyone on a stage. But as long as it's all in good spirits and you're not hurting or harming anyone else in the physical, I say all power to you. If you're a dancing queen, great. If you're a comedy queen, great. If you're a singing cabaret queen, great. If you're one of the clown queens, which is the new thing that's coming out of now, the obscure queens, cool. If you're a fashion queen, fabulous. Just don't hurt or harm anybody else, because we're all responsible for what we say and how it is said, what we do and how it is done. And those are kind of my rules. Those are Mother's rules. I don't know if you agree with that.
No, absolutely. I think I've noticed like a lot of some queens don't respect other types of drag. So if they're a comedy queen or a fashion queen, they won't respect like a clown queen.
Yeah.
And I think, it's...
Or they'll belittle it. They'll ridicule and belittle it, which I find quite interesting. We deal with so much adversity out in the world. In our own community, we shouldn't have to deal with that, if you know what I mean. It's like the queens that won't talk to lesbians, and I'm like, why? Why won't you talk to a lesbian? So there we go. So I've done white, ladies and gents, all across my eyes where I want the white, and it is like a base coat. I'm going to now use my my index finger to sort of blend it and smooth it, because it is a little bit patchy, and that really sets it in place. Exhausted just watching the process. No wonder I don't do makeup. Says Janice. Caroline Blake is here. Hello, gorgeous. Now, Caroline Blake is the lady that helps me with my makeup when I first started out. And she's also the lady that suggested this white NYX pomade, this eye pomade to me, and said try that instead of the clown white. I'll tell you what, it goes on like the clown white does, but it blends beautifully, and it actually almost does like a foundation layer for your eyes, so the eye shadow and stuff doesn't do as much damage.
Yeah.
I also find if I pack it on in the right way, I can actually sort of I'm going to make up a word now, I sort of under contour my eyebrow. So any of my eyebrow that I want to lose, I pack into the white as well, which is a little trick for minimizing, making the eyebrow slightly thinner, slightly more curved. Chlamydia's back.
Hi, Chlamydia.
Oh, Adam wants us to choose his eye shadow colors. Adam wants us to choose them.
If you don't have work tomorrow, do pink. If you do, do not do it because pink stains. So blue, either pink or blue.
Well, Adam's stuck in quarantine. He's at Colchester University and they can't leave their rooms. Oh, I'm loving Smoky Eye Girl. Bring it closer, let's see. So what she's doing now, she's blending all these lovely shades together.
I even applied, I don't know if you can see, I applied glitter to the eyelid.
Yes, I can see that, like a gold shimmer.
Yeah.
And then also, it must be said, if we can probably give a pro tip here, you can always add to your makeup, but you can't take it away. So if you put too much shadow down, honey, so rather do small layers of and build it up, rather than trying to put on too much and then dealing with it.
Yeah.
Chlamydia says, how about a rainbow eye? I think she's talking to Adam. She better be, because I can't do a rainbow eye yet. Thank you for the answer to my question. She likes mother's rules. Oh, everyone's loving the fact that I've got mother's rules. Well, Flexibelle, should we tell everybody who my new drag daughter is?
You should put that on a t-shirt. You should put that on a t-shirt. Mother's rules.
Mother knows best.
Mother knows best.
Where's that from? That's from Mother Knows Best. It's from Rapunzel. What's it called?
Yeah, it is Rapunzel.
What's the? But it's called.
See, I know it from. There's a Jessie J song that goes, "Mama knows best, man."
And
That's where I know it from.
My one comes from the new Rapunzel movie, the cartoon, which is called. Oh my god. I don't know what it's called. Tangled. Thank you, Caroline. Caroline just gone, it's called Tangled. She knows this because she has a 3-year-old boy. So who will be doing a glam Halloween face? Well, for Halloween, we are doing a Halloween murder mystery. Halloween murder mystery, should I say. And it's all set in a burlesque bar. And there's 6 female characters, and you don't know who the murderer is right till the end. We're only allowed to read a chapter at a time. That is work. The Nix is working very well for me, Caroline. So what I've done, guys, is I've just dabbed my finger on and smoothed it out and made it consistent. Just giving it a moment to dry while I go through comments. Caroline says we're both doing an amazing job. Talk about makeup, Flexibelle. Talk about makeup. Caroline has a whole makeup station at home. The amount of makeup she's got is obscene. She's really obsessed. So she was thrilled. She was my first fag hag to go, oh my god, if you're going to do drag, let me come and help you with your makeup. And so she did. So very, very grateful to
we love the girls. We love our straight friends, our straight female.
Caroline, she's my favoritist. My favoritist. Tangled, right.
Wow, I'm pretty.
That sounds such fun. Murder mystery girl. Well, Ruth, you can watch on Halloween night. We are doing our Hello Queen murder mystery here on our channel. We're doing it for our live lounge at Martinique Manor on that night. What else can I say? And we're also going to be doing a panto at Christmas time. A panto at Christmas time. So Adam, Flexi chose blue for you for your eyes, blue shades of blue, and Chlamydia said, "Why not do a rainbow eye?" Can you believe we're nearly halfway through our set
already?
Because it's nearly 1 hour into our set. We did say 7 till 9. I mean, if it goes on a little bit longer, I don't mind. But
I also think what I've noticed as well through practicing is I've noticed shortcuts. So like as I've gotten used to doing things, because like literally when I first started doing drag, I'd be sat there for 5 hours. No, I don't have the time for 5 hours anymore. So I've had to sort of quicken steps, make things quicker for myself. And
well, I showed you the other night, and I don't mind showing everybody else. I bought these little toiletry bags. They came in packs of 5. So I bought 2 packs of 5. So I've got 10 toiletry bags. This one has got all my foundations in. Foundations, concealer, and what's the stuff you use right at the beginning? Foundations, concealer, and primer.
Primer.
In here. So that's my first, and I pack my bags in order. So I've actually got them all laid out here in order of how I like to do my face. So that was the foundation bag. Then I have my powders bag as second, always. All my powders in it. My third bag has all my little eyeshadow palettes and eye stuff. My fourth bag has eyeliners, eyeliners, mascaras, liquid eyeliners. And then I've got a lip bag with all lipsticks and lip liners. I've got a what's this called? Lashes bag with all the lashes, and I've got a finishing bag which has got my gorgeous highlighting liquid, and it has all my little finishing products, finishing spray, glitters, etc. So I actually, because like you say, because it's a time crunch now, and I haven't got 5 hours to spend scratching around, I have everything packed in in bags so that I work in order, and as soon as I'm finished with that bag, it gets zipped up and put back in my makeup bag. Well, I've got a makeup toolbox because I'm a boy and I'm butch. You're laughing like I'm joking. I don't actually know what I want to do with my eyes, so let's play. Let's just play.
Guys, comment a colour down below what you want him to do.
No.
Okay.
Ruth says she's a drag hair. Lovely. Oh no, you're not, Panto. Flexibelle, was it difficult to get into drag? Just start, I think she means, like.
That's a very broad question.
It's an interesting question.
Yeah, I think in terms of like, if you're talking about makeup, yes. Yeah. Like for example, like gluing down my eyebrows. If you look at a recent post I just made on Facebook, you can see like my first time in drag compared to now, and honestly, like gluing down my eyebrows has been one of the most difficult steps for me because I'm just unfortunately blessed with very dark, thick eyebrows. Some queens just have very, very thin, or some queens are fortunate enough to use their own eyebrows. I am not, especially because I like to draw my eye on a little bit bigger than a natural person's eye would be. So there's that, but it's just practice. It's like anything else, really.
I think it's also important to say some queens have, some people, not just queens, some people have like hooded eyes or that kind of thing where the natural eye shape and the way the eye sits in the socket doesn't afford them the space to do all the stuff they want to do with their eye. So some people are limited because of the way their actual eye is structured. But yours isn't hooded, no?
No, I mean, if my mum even suggested that I shave my eyebrows off, which I was considering at one point, but
who suggested that?
My mum.
Oh my Buddha, that's interesting because my mother would probably die before she suggested that to me.
Well, the only reason she said it is because I wouldn't stop moaning about it to begin with. So she's like, "Leah, just fucking shave them off if you're gonna moan," because as you can imagine, I'm a bit of a princess.
Never, not you.
No. So, but I mean, it's a lot of queens do have their eyebrows shaven off, and it does save time if you are in a case like mine where you have naturally thick eyebrows. God, I look crazy right now.
So yeah, I think everybody just needs to. The trick is to learn to work with your face and with your body shape, your face shape. Sorry, and accentuate the things you want, and to minimize the things you don't want. And as boys, we have jaw lines, we have Adam's apples, we have contouring to do to try and create a more feminine look. I mean, you're blessed that you're sort of young and pretty.
Thank you.
When you get to a certain age, like my age, oh gosh, says he poking himself in the eye. When you get to a certain age, like my age, the chances of disguising things are a lot less and sometimes take a lot longer to do.
But I think that's the beauty of makeup. It's so transformative that you like some of these queens that have been on Drag Race, they look absolutely stunning in drag, and you just wouldn't imagine that face to be underneath all that makeup.
Yes,
because it is so transformative.
Respect. I mean, you watched it on Saturday night. Look at how beautiful Chlamydia looks, but she looks totally different from Johnny. And I'm not saying Johnny doesn't look good, Chlamydia. I'm not saying your boy doesn't look good, but it's just a totally other face. And she said, like she told all of us in the pre and post chat when we had the backstage passes. Claire said she'd spent, 2 years working on her look before.
Yeah, I think she said I think it's a three-year progression or something.
Yes, but it was 2 years before she even opened up as Claire.
Yeah.
So the first 2 years was just practicing her makeup look. and
I think
see
as
where
well.
it would take her.
I think as well nowadays with the expectations of social media, I think it's a vital thing for people to do that because obviously looking good nowadays is obviously just as important as performing just as well.
Yes, and I think how you represent yourself out there, how you put yourself out on social media, etc., is incredibly important. You know, gone are the days where, you know, I mean, dare we even say so? People used to get social media acclaim because they were sharing full nudes of themselves or having, you know, stuff like that discovered in the press. But now it's more important to take a really good photo
Yeah.
and be styled and be put together than to have all this nonsense going on about you. I think there's a lot. I think, and I think the RuPaul girls have a lot to do with that. You know, we've all got these expectations of glamour and beauty now because the girls that have gone before us have sort of paved the way, but have also sort of unrealistically paved the way. Where we're having to live up to, and let's be honest, all those pictures are touched up and photoshopped and everything else.
Absolutely.
Okay? So I'm kind of doing blues, and I think I'm going to do golds with the blues. Caroline saying, try the green palette you got. I can't, Caroline, because I've got a green screen behind me. I'm going to do these blues into, I think I'm going to try all my jewel tones, my golds and things. Purple into pink? No. Doing eyes. Do you have to be a perfectionist? My answer would be no. I think people have this misconception, and you can agree or disagree with me, Flexi. People have this misconception when you put your makeup on, it's flawless straight away. And a lot of queens, if you watch YouTube, will say it looks a lot worse before it starts to look a lot better. You know, it's about how you choose to layer things up, how you choose to combine things. And we all know that if you make too much of a mistake, you can go over with black eyeliner or black liquid liner and probably cover up a myriad of sins with that.
But I always got told as a joke, as a drag queen, if you make a mistake, black liquid eyeliner and glitter are your best friends.
Absolutely. Because the liquid eyeliner will cover up the mistake and the glitter will diffuse the situation. Now that I've turned that ring light off, I can barely see, so that's brilliant. I'm doing really well tonight. And everyone hears us going quiet, it's because we're focusing on what we're doing.
And add on to the whole perfectionist question. Thing
Yeah.
is, it doesn't matter how much you practice. There's days where I've tried to get into drag, and nothing is working.
That's true.
Like, it doesn't matter how good you are at makeup. Sometimes if it's just a bad makeup day, it's just a bad makeup day.
And if you lose focus and you think about something else for a moment, you can literally mess up a look within a second.
Oh god, yeah.
It's so easy to get something wrong. But usually you can cover a myriad of sins, Ruth, with black and with glitter. Standard maybe in real. Yeah, the standards are high, but like we said, black and glitter. Contouring and concealing are your friends. Yes, they are. Yes, you can ask another question, Ruth. What other question would you like to ask?
Guys, don't forget to give us cash tips as well.
Well, I didn't have your PayPal. Where's your PayPal?
I don't even know what my PayPal is.
Well, then how do you get a cash tip? I mean, hello.
I know. Do you know the one thing I'm jealous of is Americans, because obviously Americans have the dollar bill. So whenever you watch an American perform, you always see them like be given like hundreds of dollar bills. But obviously, you know, I wouldn't particularly want pound coins thrown at me whilst I was on stage.
Because I'm not a slot machine.
Yeah, well,
Awkward.
not in that way.
Moving on.
But these drinks release the molecules in.
Oh, did we mention that she's flexible?
Stop.
Work, honey, work.
Right.
Mother needs you making coin so we can pay for our world tour.
The world tour coming 2021.
So this is a question we'll ask you again on our other show. But where do you see your drag taking you? Because obviously you've had the good fortune to dance professionally in several places in the world. So you're used to working professionally. Where do you want your drag to take you?
I really do believe that drag will give me opportunities that I don't think Leon would have the opportunity to go about and do. You know, a lot of queens have had the opportunity to, you know, be in music videos or plays, and as a I call myself a threat, obviously, because although I was trained classically, I was trained in musical theatre, jazz, contemporary, you know, all the other styles as well. Acting is sort of my least. When I was younger, I think it was my least favourite, because obviously, like, as an actor, you can't be scared of making a fool of yourself, if that makes sense.
True.
But as I've gotten older, and I've sort of come to realise that life's too short, and I also don't give a shit about what people say. You know, I think acting would be something that I'd be interested in
pursuing,
even in drag, because again, being in drag will give me even more confidence that Leon might have.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you that I'm not a fan of making a fool of myself, first of all. So acting is my least sort of polished forte, I suppose you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm least confident. But I decided when I took on this drag character, I decided that if I get offered any opportunities at all whatsoever, my gut reaction, instead of saying no and running for the hills, which is what I would usually do, someone offered me an opportunity, I'd find every reason to say no, because I wouldn't be confident. So instead of saying no, I agreed with myself that if I'm going to do drag, if and when I get offered opportunities to do things, my answer will first be yes, and then I'll panic later. Rather than panicking and going absolutely not, and then missing an opportunity.
Yeah, and I think regret's one of the hardest things to deal with in life. You know.
Yeah.
If you say yes to something and it turns out to be shit, or it's not as great as you thought it was going to be, or what you had in mind doesn't work out, at least you've given it your best shot, and you're not sitting at home going, oh, I wish I'd done that.
There's that whole coulda, shoulda, woulda thing, you know.
Yeah.
Which we've all done. Everybody's done that, you know.
Everybody.
I should have done that when I was offered the chance, where I could have done this, where I could have been a could have been a ballet dancer, or I could have been a actor, performer, singer, dancer. Just take every opportunity that's afforded you, as long as it's kosher and above board, you know.
Absolutely.
If it's something you're passionate about and you want to try, then go ahead and try it. Who's going to stop you? So you live with your mum, yeah?
Yeah, I recently moved back in with her.
Right. And she's quite supportive of your drag now? Shock.
She's always been supportive of anything I do, but I think at first I think it was more the idea of, it's not so much my mum but my nan, obviously, because she's a lot older. and obviously like these things are very new to her. She was at first, she thought that I wanted to be a woman, like is in transition.
Yeah, that's a common misconception though with drag.
Which is a huge misconception, but obviously, like, you know, you can't be mad at, you know, people that are slightly older, because this stuff is very, very new to them. It's not like us where we're growing up with it and it's part of our, you know, society, and it's, you know, an art form that's more accepted now. So, you know, once I sort of like took the time to sit down with them and explain what I want, what it is that I want to do, they were fine with it.
And also what the scope is now, because, you know, drag even 10 years ago wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
There's far more commercial opportunity now. There's far more professional opportunity now. Like you said, drag queens are doing, you know, music videos, and they're doing TV commercials and makeup commercials and endorsing products, etc. Whereas back in the day, a drag queen was some, you know, 70-year-old man in a dress singing cabaret songs in the back of a bar. It wasn't as well known or commercial as it now is.
One thing that I'd like to bring to light, though, is if not for those older queens that paved the way, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Absolutely.
And they had to. I mean, obviously, the world isn't perfect at the moment. I think there's still lack of equality amongst the LGBTQIA plus community and the whole Black Lives Matter movement, compared to, you know, other sexualities and stuff. And I think we're still fighting that battle, but I think people forget how lucky we are not to have gone through some of the hateful crimes that happened.
And let me tell you that those people that stood up for our rights earlier on and did all those things and, you know, wore their badges proudly, those people are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't doing it for fame. I mean, now you might have a queen that jumps onto the bandwagon because she's going to get on TV news if she waves a banner around and, you know, but back in the day, it was real. The struggle was real, and people, you know, were being arrested and persecuted and all of those things just for being themselves.
Yeah, and there's still countries in the world where it's illegal to be gay.
Well, yeah. I think we've still got 6 countries in the world. I think it is something like that.
That's crazy.
I know it's not many still, but it's horrific that we should still be dealing with that. Because it's a basic human right to love whoever you want to love.
Yeah.
I mean, without any bedroom politics or being funny about sexuality as a subtext, the fact is, it's about love. You know.
Unfortunately, some people just never change their views.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, is that people often think that as drag queens we're trying to change people. We're not. We're trying to just live our best life, doing what we love.
I think as well, I mean, this is just my opinion, but I think because our community tries so hard to get the whole world to accept us for what we enjoy doing, especially like people like myself who are very feminine naturally.
Really?
I think a lot of the straight men, I think if they think that they are embodying any of our personality traits in the slightest, I think it threatens them, and I don't see why they need to, because we're not taking over. I mean, we should. You know, Beyonce wrote a song "Who Run the World, Girls." I think it should be changed to gays. You know what I mean? I think we should be running the game. But
I think out of all the subsets of people, gay and lesbian people might be some of the most compassionate people around because of the stuff that we've had to deal with.
Yeah.
I suppose, you know, I'm not saying it's the same as, but back in the day when the World War was going on, you probably would have said it would have been the Jewish people, the people that were being persecuted. I find each step of the way, each step of our world history, the people that are under persecution are often the people that are bringing about the most change and the most understanding and the most, revolution as such. Right, so I've just done a new, I don't even know what this is. It's like a little glitter gel thing.
That's cool.
That I've done. Oh, we haven't been watching the comments. Let me go to the comments quickly. Sorry guys, I've been painting my face. So Adam's saying also drag isn't perfect. It's an individual and people's drag varies. Absolutely, Adam. Are you more confident in drag and become when you become the other you? I don't think I'm more confident. I think I'm louder and I think I'm funnier in drag. Or I think I get away with more in drag, put it that way.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I think we can, in drag, you can get away with saying stuff that I wouldn't be able to say.
Get away with it.
Yeah.
Well said, Alan. Really, MJ, Cal. I think Shangela is back living with her mum in Paris, Texas. So you're in good company, Flexibelle.
Who's that?
Shangela. Apparently she might be living back with her mother in Paris, Texas.
Oh,
so Anita says you're in good company if you're back with your mum. But to be fair to you, and I mean I've never met your mum and I'm not going to say anything bad anyway, but to be fair to you, it's way different moving away from home, living on the other end of the world, and then having to move back in with your parent. Because you're so used to having the independence and all of those things, and then having to be under your parents. And I know this because I did that with my parents. I moved back in with them before I left South Africa, just to save some money. Right, guys, so I've gone with all different shades of blue, and then like a bluey, silvery glitter over, which I'm quite liking. I'm not going to go as far as lashes tonight because lashes are the bane of my existence. Anita, you were saying I should get magnetic lashes, and I'm actually sorely tempted.
What is it about lashes?
The older queens need an ovation. Absolutely. I totally agree. She's talking about the people that paved the way for us.
Yeah.
Jenna says it's very sad. It is sad. That's why, guys, when lockdown is finished, we're actually opening our drag cabaret bar because we want somewhere for people that don't want rave music and party music to be able to go to. So we're going to do like an old piano lounge style drag cabaret with like drinks and a meal included, and then like a bit of a dance floor afterwards. But it'll be a quieter, more theatrical venue than a nightclub. And I think there aren't venues for people to go that just want to actually have a night out and not have to. I mean, I love rave music. I worked in a rave club for 10 years. But when I go out these days, I want to have a conversation with people. I think we've come a long way, but so much more to go. Sad, in a way. Absolutely. Adam says, why fit in when we were born to stand out? Yes, I'm wearing my baby t-shirt. Does anyone notice my baby t-shirt?
I know, I was about to comment, I forgot to comment on it earlier, but it's from, what's his name? The one that does the talk show.
Yes, that's where I saw it. Hey Queen.
Hey Queen. I hope that's where the show progresses to. That's what I'd like to see for this show in terms of progression.
I think our lounge show that Kat and I are doing, Live Lounge at Martinique Manor, when we can actually be live in front of people, an actual audience, we're actually going to transfer the show to a stage. So we're going to have a couch on the stage and actually do the show exactly like we've been doing it, but actually have our guests live in studio with us.
I love that. Would be amazing.
So that's going to be one of the things that we're doing.
I'd love to actually perform for you guys there.
Fabulous. Sad the way people are judged so wrong. Absolutely, Ruth. Flexibelle, you are very pretty. Oh,
thank you.
Flexibelle the princess, Liz. She's my daughter. She's my drag daughter. I've adopted her, and we're helping her establish herself. And she's got all the makings of a very, 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 very sorted queen. Gave her homework yesterday. She got an A+ for her homework. Didn't you?
Very well.
Adam, we can't get you to join because it's we're working through StreamYard and you weren't invited in the beginning. So it's
Sorry,
difficult to
honey.
add. Sorry, Adam. Anyway, Adam, you're going to be on the show next week. So it's not about you tonight. It's about Flexibelle. It's all about you next week. Sounds awesome. I think you should show us. Show you what, Liz? What would you like to see? Not sure. Can't wait to come down and perform in your cabaret show. Ah, sister of mine. Isn't she just so beautiful? Oh, you also. Everyone's saying how pretty you are. My drag daughter. Right, so what's next for you? So you're still with your eye?
I'm just finishing my eyebrows now.
Brows?
Although I'm not as happy with this. For some reason, this eyebrow the glue hasn't set very well, so it's very hard to draw a brow on because the glue didn't dry properly underneath. So now it's a bit, but we're gonna make it work because.
But in front of the camera, from camera side, you can't tell. But I know you're looking up close and can see every curve.
Yeah, I can see it. Like on this one, it's flat, whereas this one, I can sort of see some of my actual hairs. But
well, compared to your gorgeous eye look tonight, I feel like I'm a bit like Panto Dame.
Stop it.
Well, I do. I don't know why, but this is. Oh, maybe that's why. Is that better when I go up towards the camera? I don't know what's going on. Oh, I need a man who does technology to sit here and do all my tech.
Andrew.
I know he doesn't do tech.
Oh. Well, he needs to learn.
No, he does. He does light in the room watching his movies, and bless him, he works really hard. So I'm quite happy for that. For him to do that. Adam, next week you will be the star. Just wait your turn. Adam is on Monday night next week, guys. Post a picture on Facebook. Yes, Adam, send us a photo of your look to my Facebook, Adam, and then I will. There we go. Adam, I will share that photo now. I will happily do that for you, Adam. This is Adam this evening, boys and girls.
Wow, he got in drag really quick.
I'm liking the outfit, Adam.
Adam, where'd you get the outfit from?
That's Adam's look tonight. Yeah, where did you get the outfit from? It's very like rhythmic gymnastics. You know what I mean? Those leotards that they wear with all the sequins and glitter all over.
Yeah, the whole.
We love you. Let's go here. Yes, Adam, come through, bitch. Nice picture, Adam. Adam, you look gorgeous. Looks just like a doll. Gorgeous, Adam. We love you. Tongue pop, says Chlamydia. Gal, says Adam. Fabulous, Adam, says Anita. Right. So, I'm not actually feeling all of this story tonight. Oh, gosh. So where do I go to next? I would probably do a bit of lining story next. So I'm going to do some pencil liner tonight. Because I also want to be able to get all of this off later. So I have got a black glitter eyeliner pencil, which is great. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So there's like glitter built into the pencil. Da, 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 bum, bum, bum. So when you perform Flexibelle, are you going to use dance as one of your major? I mean, are you a dancing queen? Is that where we're going?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on obviously the venue, because obviously being someone that's performed on massive stages, I do enjoy a big stage.
suppose.
Yeah. Obviously, I would love, because a lot of drag queens throughout lockdown did a few like shows in their bedroom.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have the smallest bedroom in the world, so there's barely enough room for me to lie on the floor, let alone do a hitch kick into a death drop. But yeah, my main sort of performance style is dance, obviously. But hopefully, like I said, hopefully that I can like branch out, because like I mean, actually no, I won't talk about it now because I'll save it for when I come on the show.
Okay.
So maybe a bit more to talk about there. But yeah, dancing for sure.
What we can say though is the other night when you came backstage, you had a backstage pass for our Saturday night show.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that. I know there are other people here that did backstage as well on Saturday night. Did you enjoy that element of the show?
Yeah, I actually thought it was a very clever thing, especially for people that that have a lot of questions about drag, or I mean, obviously this is a new show. Obviously, I'm very blessed to be the first queen on your paint party. But it was a really interesting aspect of the show, because it's like a bit like you know, on Drag Race you have the episode, then you have Untucked.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yes, so I think so. And it must be said that Philippa, Man, and Chlamydia were tremendously good sports, because I just kind of pounced it on them and said, by the way, this is what I'm doing before the show and after the show. Do you want to take part in it? Because it's another element, I think, and it's interesting for people to watch how we prepare or how we get dressed, what our process is. And then afterwards, it was a bit of a laugh. And what I was going to say, I was going to actually tease you a little bit and say, after the show, you had not only your tracky bottoms on, but you had heels on, and you were doing a little high-legged kick for us, and this heel came up out of nowhere, looking absolutely gorgeous.
I always make my mum laugh, because she'll be like downstairs watching TV, and I'll be wearing a dressing gown and black stilettos, because
mincing around the house.
Yeah, and she'll be like, "Yeah, what are you doing?" And they always tell me off, because obviously, like, I do like to bop around my room with heels on, and they'll come up screaming saying, "Leon, you're knocking the paint off the ceiling." So
everyone's a critic.
there's a few complaints in the household, but I haven't been evicted yet, so.
So who's in your household? It's you, Mum,
and my stepdad.
You, your mum, and your stepdad?
Yeah.
So you don't have any siblings?
No. Well, I have from my dad's previous marriage, before he married my real dad, before he married my mum. I have a half brother that I've never met. I think he's in his late 20s now, but never met him. And then through my stepdad, I now have 3 step siblings, but I haven't seen them that much, to be honest. So
that doesn't really affect you then.
No. Also, we're very different people. Like, I've got 2 step brothers and a stepsister, and we always joke about it, because my stepsister, she works with horses. Okay. So, you know, she's a farm girl. She enjoys getting like dirty and muddy, and unless, honey, if the mud isn't at a spa, I won't go near it. So I think we're all very different people.
Right. But we celebrate our differences, don't we?
We do.
Oh. So, boys and girls, I've just got eyelining pencil where I didn't want it, and it's black. And we all know how tragic black can be when it goes in the wrong place. What I'm going to do, little trick I learned, is I'm going to take a earbud. What do you call them? Earbud?
Yeah.
What do you guys call these?
Earbuds. No. Yeah.
Yeah. No. There's another word for it, but people use them in their ears. A cotton bud.
Cotton bud, that's it.
I'm taking a cotton bud, and what I'm doing is I've got some foundation on it. I'm just rolling it over the area where I want to lift off the black that's gone in the wrong place. So you put foundation on the cotton bud and then you roll it so that the foundation rolls onto your skin and the black rolls off your skin underneath it. So there's your top tip from me for the evening. Did you just tongue pop?
I did, yeah.
Well done.
I feel like I've developed tongue pop Tourette's. I do it so much.
I'm not allowed a tongue pop. Andrew doesn't like it and Bella doesn't like it. Bella gets scared.
Oh, bless.
So
you'll have to save it for the cabaret shows.
Yeah, it is quite annoying though. I understand why they don't like it. But I mean, Bella gets scared if something moves around her. She gets scared.
How is she with like other people? If I came into the house, would she?
Oh, she loves people. It's animals that are a problem. Go see, it's steady. Go see, it's steady. She just heard Andrew moving around the house, and now she's growling at the door. So I've done black eyeliner underneath in my waterline and extended it out, and then I've rolled it into the inside of my eye and then gone just above where my natural crease is and blended it through. Because tonight's just for fun, I'm just kind of playing around. I'm not... there's no pressure to perform tonight or be on the show or...
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of painting.
You know how we were talking about the last step?
Yeah.
One of the for you it's lipstick. For me, what I do is my makeup station. Obviously, whilst I'm doing my makeup, looks a mess. Like it's just brushes here, stuff there. And what I like to do is my last 3 steps is always my highlighter, my lipstick, my lashes, / diamonds. I put crystals with my lashes. And what I do is I tidy everything away, and then I just get those 3 little things out, and then I can just go.
Because we were joking about you being quite anal as well, like me, with all your makeup and stuff, your process. And it's because I think we both come from a disciplined background, theatre discipline and performance. So Adam says it's his Essex showgirl Swarovski stoned bodysuit, custom made.
Oh, that's fancy.
Of course it is. Claire Media says very lush.
Thank
Ruth
you.
says the makeup is labour of love, ladies. Absolutely. But I think there's no don'ts with makeup. It's always about trying things, experimenting.
Yeah.
You might find you don't like what you've done, but then at least you know then next time not to do the same thing.
Exactly.
How about Neats, not Anita? Always feel like I'm being told off. How about okay, babes, we'll call you Neats? I didn't get that memo before, Neats. So that's your drag name. Needs to be called Neats is your drag name. Flexi, do you sing? The answer's no. Sing? I think you can.
I mean, obviously, I went to school, so we had singing lessons. But like, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable singing in front of an audience.
Okay.
Which is why I lip sync to the greatest, because they can sing really well.
Right. Is your lip syncing on form though? Is it on point?
Yeah, I do. The one thing I do though that I guess it really depends. Like if you're in a nightclub, obviously the music's like really. If you're like performing at a gig, obviously the music's loud. Whereas for example, like if I'm in my bedroom, I do to make sure that the words that I'm saying match up perfectly to the song. I do sort of almost like a whistle tone. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like to make sure that I'm saying the right words. So obviously if I'm in my bedroom trying to lip sync, I think you can slightly hear me. But obviously if it's in a restaurant, a bar or a club, then the music's loud enough that I could belch, like I could shout it and no one would hear me.
Okay. When did you first dress in drag? I did it in the 90s once for a party that I went to. I was actually working backstage at a drag show, and I jokingly said I would go dressed in drag. And I arrived in drag, and I arrived late to work at the show, at the gay club, and nobody recognized me. They wouldn't let me in. The bouncers were trying to make me pay to go in.
That is so
They
funny.
didn't recognize me in drag, which was quite fun. When did you first dress in drag, Flexi?
Probably like a few months ago was the first time I put on like like women's outfits, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Cool. Ruth says, I love the process of getting ready. Was a delight to be part of the backstage. Obviously, she's talking about last week. Felt honored. I think it's cool. We are selling tickets for this week's backstage, guys. It's the only way that we can make a little bit of money out of the show. It's £5 per household to watch and take part, and it's done through Zoom so that you can actually talk to us physically and see us physically, and we can see you. So it's all like a video call. Unlike this, where it's just you and myself and reading the comments, obviously, as you know, because you're on it. So yeah. Anita, what highlighter do you girls use? So mine, Anita, is this. It's called Beam Me Up. It's by W7, and it's like an ink pot. So you kind of you press it, and then it sucks up the highlighter, and it's pearlescent. It's gorgeous. That's what I used on Saturday night. And it goes on like a liquid, but you've got to blend it straight away. Otherwise, it kind of stays where you've put it. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like if you don't do it straight away, it won't move from where you've put it. So that's what I use.
There's two that I use. I either use the Revolution Pro highlighter palette, or I use the Revolution Goddess of Love. These are really cheap and amazing.
I want to get the Revolution Pro.
This one, so this was £8, and it has very different. So like these are like pink tones. These this one here, and then you've got more of a gold. I can't do it upside down. Gold one here.
Lady, you look bloody beautiful, Peacock. Oh, thank you, Caroline. Fan club. Yay. Nita says, thanks, Penny. My drag name would be Siobhan Sparkles. Oh. Now, Neats, my best friend when I was growing up at school, from very early on, her name was Siobhan, spelled the same way, Siobhan, which I think is Irish. It's the Irish spelling.
That sounds interesting. I didn't know that.
And I know that's your Instagram handle, because we've got you on Instagram. Just took my photos now, wiping off. I think that's the sad part for me, is you go to all the trouble of creating the face.
I know.
And then you've got to de-drag and take it all off. I am probably going to try and do a couple of photos tonight before I de-drag. Otherwise, what's the point? Do I need a backstage pass to buy or not, because I'm on the show? No, my darling. When you're on the show, you are a guest, so you don't buy a backstage pass for being a guest. I want the Rev Pro 2. Apparently it's only £8, Anita, so I'm going to be getting that when I go into town. Right, let me start putting... I'm not going to do everything tonight. I'm just not really feeling it all. But I'm going to do some lips, and I am going to do some highlight and some finishing touches. But I'm not going to do lashes tonight. I just haven't got the energy for lashes. Where are you going to next, Flexi?
I'm on my last 3 stages. So I'm going to do highlighter, and then I'm going to do my lipstick, and then the eyelashes last, and then I will be done.
So I'm going to start with my lip. I'll pick a lip pencil I want to use. I always line the lips, and then I've got the L'Oreal. So my lip liners came off Wish, actually. Wish is doing a lot of nice makeup as well.
Really?
Inexpensively, but you have to wait a while to get it, because it probably comes from China. So it's a mission. But I've got this L'Oreal Color Riche palette.
Yeah.
Which I use for my lips, and it's all gorgeous. Gorgeous, I would say more mature tones for the lips. I've never been one for like a pink lip or a bubblegum lip. I think Lady Martinique is more, because she's a lady of a certain age, I think she would not do a bright red lip or a, do you know what I mean? She's not trendy, she's more, I mean, I don't want to pre-age myself, but I don't think she's the kind of girl that runs around town in a nude lip. Do you overdraw your lips?
I do, yeah. Especially because obviously my eyes are so overdrawn.
Yeah.
It would look. I just have to do it to proportionate.
I try not to overdraw my lips. What I have found from our show is that if I draw my lips, on my actual outer of my lip line, and fill that in, and then I blot it and then fill it in again, I find when I'm trying to express myself on the show, or do my smiles or my cheeky looks or my naughty looks, I think it translates a lot better as a talk show host to have a more natural lip.
Okay.
Because you've got more control over your face. If you're doing comedy or drag or you're in the club and you're doing bigger lips because you want to be that bitch, then I think then it's better to have an overdrawn bigger lip. But I find for the stuff I'm trying to do on screen, it translates better to do a natural lip.
For sure. I forgot to put mascara on. I always do that every time.
You do mascara first?
Yeah, so I put a very thin layer of mascara on first, and then when I put the lash on, I do a thicker layer so that they like blend together.
Yes. It's funny, when I do my top lip, I do my Cupid's bow first and then come out towards the corners. But when I do the bottom lip, I start in the corner and come to the center.
Yes, that's what I do. Do we have any more questions?
We have got Anita says, yes, it's Irish, my middle name, and yes, it's Irish. Cool. And then we have got, how long does it take to get your makeup off? This is from Janice.
Does that include like shower time as well?
No, I think just the removal of the general makeup, I suppose.
Like 15 minutes? And I don't know.
Really, that long?
Because I think it's because I don't like to, especially because I've got glitter on, I don't like to like viciously rub my whole face. I have a...
Carry on, sorry.
I kind of have a sort of a direction. So I start with my forehead when I take my makeup off. I take my forehead off, and then I'll take my nose and my cheeks off, and then the lips, because if I'm wearing a red lipstick, if you do that, you're just rubbing red onto your skin.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I do is take the eyes off, and then I'll go into the bathroom to wash my brows with warm water and soap, because obviously because the glue is water soluble.
Yes.
Taking it off with hot water sort of just gets it all out nice and easily, rather than trying to like rip your eyes out,
So I've bought these micro whatever they're called cloths. They're like face cloths, but they're very soft.
Right.
And they're made for makeup specifically. I bought 8 of them for £12 on Amazon, and they're grey. And you just wet them with warm water, and I wet them with warm water, and then I wring out the water, so it's like a hot face pack. And I just put that onto my face and wait for a little bit, and then I just wipe everything off my face. It all comes off in one fell swoop. But then I go back with micellar water and the rest of the face cloth, and I'll go into detail. And then I'll actually just climb into the shower because I can't be asked to do, um, patting my face the whole time. I just climb into the shower and do a deep clean wash of my eyes and my face
Yeah.
with shower gel and stuff, and then straight afterwards I cleanse, tone, moisturize again because you want to try and keep your skin supple, and makeup will dry out your face. Ruth says, "Night, ladies. I have to go. Sorry, evening you. Thank you very much." Anita, Lady M, I'd love a matte Hollywood red on you. Oh, I like that idea. That sounds gorgeous. Lashes, 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 says Claire. Claire, I can't be asked for lashes tonight, my darling. Damn, I forgot to add the mascara first. So annoying. How long does it take to get ready? On Saturday nights, we start our makeup at 6 o'clock and we're ready by 8. But Liz, that also involves shaving, and as men we have to shave and get as much of the facial hair out as possible. Leon, do you even have facial hair?
I do, yeah. I shave on a daily so that
Okay.
it just doesn't suit me. So
Yeah. See, I'm lazy. I leave mine. So Liz, yeah, it could take up to 2 hours to get ready usually, and that's all of it from start to finish. There's also stuff that you don't see, Liz, like the padding and the flattening and the breasts and all the layers underneath the actual outfit, then the outfit itself, and that can be quite uncomfortable to start with, and then obviously heels if you're performing. But luckily on our lounge show and tonight I'm just barefoot in the lounge, because I'm a size 12 shoe as well, so that's another story. But yeah, up to 2 hours to get ready, I would say, Liz, and probably about half an hour to de-drag, and that's if we weren't doing like talking like this, etc. I hope that answers your question.
I also think it depends. For me, getting ready, it depends on the situation. Like if I'm just at home just chilling, like getting ready for practice, or if I'm like off camera, I'll be listening to music and I'll procrastinate. So it could take me like 4 hours because I'll be like, go downstairs, make a cup of tea, have a bite to eat. I take my time. Whereas obviously on a talk show, I know that I've got like 2 hours like here.
So Ruth says she's got a drama queen cat in her house. That's lovely. After I got something in my eye, that's not lovely. Oh. Claire says it takes her 2 minutes to take hers off because she's got the special flannel. It's the same flannel I've got, Claire. Chatted about that the other night. 8:10. Haha. You mean on Saturday night? We started late. Yes, because I was running around. But the timing for everything, I may as well tell all of you right now. I haven't chatted with Pepper Spray yet, but the timing for everything will be changing in November. We're going to change our timing for everything because our clocks go back here in England, and we've got quite a big viewership from South Africa, which means they're 2 hours ahead of us. So things are going to change slightly, guys. You've heard it here first. That's exactly why my husband is getting me, thanks to you and Lady M. MJ, you can get up to size 13 shoe from the States. Yeah, I know that, Janice. I am in touch with several places that we can get shoes from. Honestly, Nita, it's the best thing I've ever used. I agree, Claire. I totally agree. It's so easy to use, that these flannels, they just, they sit on your face for a little while and then they just take the makeup off. So feel free to talk, Flexi, because I'm doing my lip.
I feel like I'm gonna do an old vintage like black mole just next to my lip. I'm feeling very cheeky today.
So like a 1930s beauty spot.
Yeah, very Marilyn Monroe.
My husband's a professional on that.
Beauty spots.
No, all things sort of vintage film. He has the most amazing knowledge and passion for vintage film. Hello? Ladies and gentlemen, my husband has entered the building.
Well, that's a good beauty spot right there. What do you think, Lady M?
Oh yeah, that looks nice.
Feeling it?
You haven't gone to the shop, have you? Because can't exactly go like this. Adam's had a mini photo shoot. His prozade's hard to get off. Kinda makes me glad I don't cover my eyebrows. Nita says your beauty spot is Marilyn-esque.
Thank you, Anita.
It's neat. Hello? Get the memo.
Neat, sorry. Oh, see, the lipstick's on and now I'm feeling like a different person.
Get you and your big lips. I nearly said a rude word. You can fill in the blanks.
I could never have enough highlighter on.
My lip tint isn't the best, but I haven't got time to go and rectify it. Where are we? Oh, we've got 7 minutes. This is your 5-minute stage call.
Well, I think I'm pretty much done.
What do they say? First positions?
We get 5 minutes and they go place.
Place
sorry,
isn't first.
10 minutes to the show. So at 10 to they say 5 minutes, and then at 5 minutes to the show they go places.
Yeah. I'm gonna just do. I'm gonna try and swatch this so you can see it. And literally, when we're gonna do it here. That's what I put on my wrist. Where's it? There. That pimple on my wrist. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Oh, that's so pretty.
It's like a hell of a shimmer to it.
See, I have one very similar, and it's a very similar. It's by Revolution. It's a very similar application in terms of you pump this.
Yeah.
But the one thing I don't like about it, although it's gorgeous, like the pigmentation is gorgeous, when I put it on my skin, I feel like it takes my foundation and stuff off.
See what it does to me. Look here.
Yeah.
Goes almost like it's like a paint. It's like it ends up being like a. Can't think of what that paint is. Like if you ever did art at school, these like metallic paints you can get.
Like holographic paint.
Almost, yeah. And it just really, if you don't blend it and do something with it straight away, it almost like stains your skin.
Yeah.
So, you need to use it exactly when you're going to work with it, not just put it down and then come back to it later. You've got to kind of put it down and work with it straight away. But it does give me a. I don't know what's going on with the light in here because that ring light isn't on anymore, but all you can see is just white on me. I'm not sure why.
Do you have an option to turn it down? Because mine, when I have it on full volume, I look a bit white. So
face better like that.
Yeah.
It might just be my laptop that was shining in my face. Because I'm looking straight at the laptop. It might be that. Marilyn. So where were we? Marilyn Esque said Anita. Hey Andrew. She has size 12 sparkly killer heel. Who? Me. I have that. Oh, Flexi is feeding her oats.
She is.
Neats, Nita, or Neaty is all good. On a bad day, it's biatch.
She is a bad bitch.
Very glamorous, Flexibelle.
Thank you, Janice.
Faye Weston says, your makeup is just beautiful, both of you. Thank you, Faye. My friend Faye. Janice says, no wigs to finish the look, girls. Well, I do have a wig that I happen to have to the side. I'm going to put my wig on.
I wasn't going to I'll put one on.
I'm going to go I'm going to step off camera for a moment to pop my wig on. Just packing my stuff away first.
Same, I'm just going to tidy up before I...
And then we'll come back for final looks. Chat amongst yourselves.
Guys, honestly, the worst part about getting into drag is clearing up the station, because it just turns into a...
Talking to me?
No, I'm talking to the screen.
Oh.
Talking to the fans. No, we're just going to I'm putting a wig on now. Are you just putting a wig on?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not changing outfits, are you?
No.
God.
Monday night, I haven't got time for that.
Exactly.
Love this new wig. Right. Both looking gorgeous. If only I was as stunning as Flexi. Flexibelle, a neat or neat trick is to put a thin layer of Vaseline on your front teeth to stop dry mouth and lipstick staining. Hello. No. Better wants to get involved. This child of mine wants to get involved. Huh. So Flexibelle, she says that a trick is to put a thin layer of Vaseline on your teeth to stop dry mouth and lipstick staining.
Oh, I think my Vaseline's downstairs, but I would definitely try that out.
Yeah. Also, if you ever, I don't know if you're the kind of queen that wears those bodysuits or leotards,
Yeah.
right? A trick that I know from when I run pageants and run fashion things is that if you actually take hairspray and put hairspray, you spray your bum with hairspray, the
Oh, the pants line doesn't go in.
the costume won't ride. You know, at the back, like the
Yeah.
won't start getting eaten up by your bum. So what we used to do with beauty pageants, with the beauty queens, used to spray their bums with hairspray. So there's your look, looking gorgeous. Look at you. Look at you, look at you, look at you.
My new wig should be here either tomorrow or Wednesday, so I will have a new wig for the show.
Amazing, amazing. So we've got Faye asking, do you study ballet, Flexi? She was a ballerina. She did study ballet extensively, and she danced professionally in London and Canada, correct?
Yeah.
But she's now a professional drag queen and drag daughter of mine. Love it, love it, love it. Flexi, beautiful Lady MU too. Thank you. I'm aged. Aged. Stunning wenches, says Neats. Stunning wenches. Bella likes it too. Yes, you do. Look at this child of mine trying to steal the screen. Did you like it? Any chance? Do you like it? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You. Yes. Oh. With a tail wag. Shh. Okay. All right, Daddy. All right. All right. Bella approves our looks. Look at that.
I'm glad.
Tallulah Bella. Did you know her drag name is Tallulah Bella? Neats has named her Tallulah Bella.
I love that.
So her day name is Bella, and her drag name is Tallulah Bella.
Oh, Tallulah Bella.
Yes. When she does drag show birthday singing, hey, you do birthday singing. Is that your party trick? I don't know what it is, but she wants to lick the makeup off, which is not great. So, boys and girls, that was our show for this evening. We've done a 2-hour transformation and chat. We hope that you found things informative, entertaining, and don't forget, we have got Wednesday afternoon from 1 till 3. I am with the gorgeous Claire Midia. Claire Midia and I will be doing the same. So it's tea and shading. Tea and shading Wednesday afternoon from 1 till 3. Don't forget to join us then if you'd like to hear some more tea and watch us do some more shade. And basically, it's a chance for us girls to practice our craft and speak to our sisters and pick up some tips. I hope you've enjoyed it, my darling
Flexi. Time.
And I'm sure if you haven't done so yet, guys, please go ahead, like Flexibelle's page. She could do with some likes. She's only just birthed her page. She has under 10 likes at the moment, so let's get that up. Let's get that number up. Share her page. Also follow her on Instagram and go and find her on TikTok and see what gorgeous things she does there. Flexi will also be on our normal show.
Yeah.
You will be on our regular show, our Saturday night show in November sometime, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
We shall look forward to having you on then. So to one and all of you tonight, thanks so much for being here. Flexibelle, thank you for being my first guest.
Thank you for having me.
Apparently Tallulah Belle needs a sparkly necklace. She actually has a diamante collar, but we don't know where it is at the moment. She has a diamante collar.
Oh, she needs to wear that on Saturdays.
Or her little lesbian scarf, I don't know. Something like that. But thank you everybody for being here. Have a safe evening, and we look forward to seeing you when next you can join us. Much love to all of you. Bye.
Bye.